All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Friends of Free Daily Coaching Mastermind. Bert Bledsoe here with you on a wonderful December 30th. What an amazing year it's been. I can't believe that we're already here, that we're here at the very last of our masterminds of the year. Now, for those of you that maybe this is your very first time here and you're like, what do you mean it's the last one? Those of you that are joining us for the very first time, we're going to be opening the Friends of Free Daily Coaching Mastermind up. We opened it up for the entire month of January to let everyone join us and really see what it is that we're doing over here, what this private training is all about. And we've really set it up so that in the year 2016, we're going to ramp it up a little bit even more for you so that you're going to get the maximum benefit. Now, we've done some things this year that we started implementing, and I see our good friend Kenny Williams is here today. Good afternoon to Kenny, and Kenny actually got to start it all off. And we started something really special where we're doing an immersion. And the ability for you to be able to come here, literally sit across the desk from me, and for us to build out your entire online marketing platform. So to be able to offer that is something really special that we're doing in 2016. And so I'm excited about that. But really what we're excited about is what we're doing with the Friends of Free Daily Coaching Mastermind and really reorganizing it. And we're going to start the month of January off, and we're going to start it off at where we should always start, right? Which is at the beginning, right? Whoa, that's a novel concept. So we're beginning a new year. We're going to begin a new set of training, and we're going to do it with you in mind. And you, meaning you, if you're watching this webinar and you're not getting the results that you want, maybe you felt like you've been doing this for a while and you're still not seeing the results that other people are seeing, and you're frustrated, maybe you're tired, maybe you really want to see something happen, right? And I know that frustration. I've been there where you're that person slipping and not getting any traction. And as I mentioned in our last work session, our last mastermind that we did last week, we've had several people come to us over the last few weeks and say, hey, I just want to make a little extra money. Hey, I want to work from home. I want to do this thing on the side. I want to do this or that. How could I make just a little bit of extra money on the side? So that's what we're going to get into. We're going to literally break it down step by step and show everyone exactly how to build a home-based business, right? It's going to be home-based business 101, okay? And we're going to start with, where do you start? What do you need? Okay, what do you need? And then not go get this and then good luck, like, okay, you need a blog. Okay, go get a blog, make a blog, good luck. No, if we're going to suggest it and say, hey, you need to have a website or a blog, then we're going to say, okay, to do that, you go to this place. Go exactly to here, take these exact steps, do these specific actions so that you get this outcome, so that you get the result. And we're going to walk you through this step by step. Now, we're not going to get into building a website right at the very beginning, the first day, right? That's not going to be on the first step. So we're going to build this step by step, and we're going to give you hands-on instruction. And really, this is coming out of a group of trainings that I recently completed with one of the people that I work with. And what he was doing was a rough draft, if you will, of what we're going to do. And it's this start from the beginning and build out our business. So what does it look like? Well, let's first set up a way to capture other people's information. Then let's start to communicate with those people, right? And then we can start making some offers to make sales. Let's just start doing that on a basic level. If we can start doing that, all of the rest of the things we can do in time and build from that. But if we don't have a capture mechanism, right, a way to be able to continue to talk to our prospective clients, then we're missing out on everything, because to not have that ability to be able to continually talk to people and communicate with them over and over and over and have their permission to do so, if we don't have that, then we really don't have anything, right? Because that's essential. That's why everyone's advertising on television and online. Why? Because people are going and watching television and they're sitting in front of their computer over and over and over and over again, right? They're doing it repeatedly. That's why marketing and advertising works in those mediums. It's the same with on billboards on the side of the freeway. It's because people are traveling the same highways back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So the repetitiveness of the message and the message being repeated multiple times. Think about it. The only times that you really remember things are those things that you remembered that were over and over and over again, right? Otherwise, the things that you remember are something that just caught your attention. It was a flash. It was something very provocative or exciting or dynamic, but it was just short-lived. It was, and they're few and far between when they're like that. Things that are captivating, that captivate a massive audience, are usually one of two messages, right? They're either a very provocative, a very vibrant, dynamic message, right? It's usually blood and tears, right? Death and carnage, those types, right? Sex and scandal, those types of headlines, those types of blasts of information, or something repetitive over and over and over again. One of those two methods is the way that we want to get people's attention. I would suggest that if you're in business, right, that if you're in business, you're probably going to want to go with the latter. You're probably going to want to go with the repetitive over and over. And so how are we going to do that? Well, the best way to do that, to be able to guarantee that you're going to talk to your audience on a repeat basis, is via email, is a permission-based marketing method. So we're going to show you how to get that set up. We're going to show you exactly what to go do. We're going to show you exactly how to start building that base of leads. Now, we're going to show you two ways to do it. We're going to show you free and low cost and no cost ways, and we're going to show you paid methods. So if you're opposed to paid methods, that's okay. We're going to show free. And if you don't want to just do free, or you don't have the time to do the organic methods, that's fine. We're going to show both. Okay, so we're going to show you both methods and several options on how to start to build that list. And this is the biggest I was just reading the comments over in the side and appreciate that. That was fun. I lost my train of thought. I always do whenever I read the comments. So the idea here is to build this step by step so that over 30 days, we have built something amazing for you, that you've started to build your business. And then over 60 days and over 90 days, you'll be able to look back and go, oh, now I know why we did what we did those first 30 days. I see why that was crucial, because I was able to do this in the first 30 days. I've now been able to do this my next 60 days, and then the next 30 days, right? In that last 30 and that 90-day push, this is what I've been able to accomplish. And yes, it needs to happen in sequential order. And yes, there are vital steps that are required to take for you to get the results that you desire. And the reason, like I mentioned before, that we're going to be doing this in this exact format is because we've had so many people come to us and say, okay, how can I do this? So in this process, we're going to be using several tools and platforms. If you're using these tools and platforms, then awesome. If you're not, you can substitute for whatever it is that you have. Now, this is the reality. I can't answer questions about something that I'm not doing. So if you have a question and you're using a different tool or a different resource, and you're hooking things up or putting things together when we're all doing this, then I'm not able to be able to give direction in those areas, okay? And I just want to be frank with you about this because I'm going to promote the tools and the services that I'm using. That's it. For the only other reason then I can't teach you to use tools and services that I'm not using, right? Does that make sense? So we're gonna do this all from beginner to end. We've had a couple of immersion clients. My wife has actually started to build her website. She's actually, I guess, if you will, is like our final run, and the reason, like run through with this to see if we've got it, like all the little kinks worked out, is because Jessica is super, well, she's my wife, so she's a little bit critical of me, right? So she wants to make sure that I do things good and that I'm doing them well. So that's a plus. And then 2 is Jessica isn't coming into this from being a home-based business owner or already being in a multi-level marketing opportunity. So that's the second. And then 3, we're showing this and using Jessica's business or part of Jessica's build out as one of the examples as we do this, because what she's building isn't even in the home-based business industry, right? It's in a totally different niche. And so we want to show, like, hey, look, you could use these tools, and we're even going to show you in building in an example of how you could do all of the things that we're going to show you how to do, how you could get results, how you could start to generate more leads, get more exposure, how you can start to make sales in your niche, whatever that is, whether you're promoting your own stuff, whether you're promoting an MLM, maybe you're selling a specific homemade product or service, right? Whatever it is that you're promoting and wanting to get more exposure and more sales to, that's what we're going to show you how to do. You just fill in your marketing, right? We're going to give you the marketing formula. You just plug in, not your marketing, your content, right? Your stuff, your pictures, your images, your words, right? We'll give you the formula if you take the action. And that's what I've been given. And so I want to give that back, and I want to give it back in a little bit different of a way. We did this in a previous format where we did it chronologically. And the reason that I stopped before doing it chronologically was because I felt like people that came in halfway were going to get left behind. Well, this way, everyone gets to start at the beginning. Everyone's included. It's absolutely open to the public for this first month as we get started. You can come every single week from now all the way through the end of January, whether you're a member of MLSP with me or not, or whether you're paying for the free daily coaching as a free daily coaching member or not, you can have access to the webinars during the live feeds, right? While they're live and while they're going. During that entire month, right? We'll leave them available for you during that month so that you have access to them. So you can see, okay, look, we can really do this. We can set up a way to capture people. We can go out and actually show methods, several different methods of ways to go out and actually capture the people. Then what if we showed you a way to actually communicate with them, right? An effective way to communicate. And as I mentioned before, prior to this, I'm going to be doing a couple different launches of a couple different products during this time. So you're going to be able to watch me doing some promotions and promoting a specific product. And then also you're going to watch as we are training throughout the month, as I'm showing you how to create these capture mechanisms and these ways to communicate with your prospects. What we're going to do is we're going to simply glide right into a launch. I'm going to show you how to build this. I'm going to prep you. I'm going to prime the pump for you and get you prepped so that you can move and slide all of what you're doing right into an offer, right into a group of people, and make some sales. The question is, are you going to follow the directions? Are you going to come through and do the sessions with us and actually follow through? So really super excited because I know that there's a good group of you here today, and I know that there's going to be some action takers, right? So it's good to see each and every one of you here. I want to say hello and welcome. And now that I went on that crazy rant for today, right? I wanted to see, let me go over and see who is with us today. Looking over here. Awesome. All right, let me go and check. All right. So for the follow-up for last week, we did a live Q&A on the finish up for our marketing, and what I wanted to do this week was we had a few questions come in both via email. We had a couple questions come in via Facebook Messenger, and we had a couple questions. I got a couple, I think, on my telly, just on a text. I think I got all the text ones done. I think most of the email questions, I got back to all of them. And then we had one come in today on a Facebook message, and someone's asking, and this is a really good question, about their fan page. And so I want to go over to my fan page, and let me go over there, and then let me show you guys something. Okay, so I'm not very good on being regular and consistent with my fan page, but I'll show you guys what I'm doing over here. So I use my home, my personal page a lot for Facebook, but you can see that I use my, my fan page. So I've got something like, I don't know, 8,500 people that like my page, okay? So you can see on my last post, only 26 people were reached. Out of those 8,500 people, only 26 people saw this. Then the post below that, 36 people were reached. Below that, it was like 90 people. Below that was like 1,300, but that was like a boosted post. Below that, another boosted post. 42 people, a boosted post. 65 people, 60 people, right? 363 people, 60 people, 70 people. So you see, okay, so why the low numbers? Okay, so the amount of people that you reach is directly related to how often you're posting and how many people you have engaged with your page, like how many page likes, and then how often you're posting and how much engagement you're getting. So if I'm simply just posting here like this, and this is back on December 16th, so you can see it's been like 2 weeks since I posted here. So if I'm not posting often enough and I'm not getting enough engagement, it's not gonna feed it out to as many people. Now, if I go over to like my home page or my personal page where I do a lot more posting and stuff, you'll see like, look, I just did this silly video. It's only like, I don't know, 11 seconds of it. So you can barely see the snow because it's snowing, but you can barely see it. Anyways, look, 400 views just from that, right? And all these comments just for a little snow video. It's not just nice day for a home office. That's it, right? So a lot of my personal page stuff gets a lot more action, and it's just because my business and my personal is a lot more intertwined. So if I wanted to get a little bit more reach, a little bit more action over here on my personal page, I simply just need to start posting more often and start interacting with this interface, right? Doing it over here more often. That's it. So the question I got from someone was, hey, they're only getting like 3 people to reach, or 4 people, or 10 people, or 8, right? Like something low. Well, A, it has to do with how many people they have here. B, it has to do with, are people interacting with their posts? Are they posting enough on their own? Are they specifically posting? And then are people interacting and engaging with these posts, right? And then A, how do you get people to come over to your fan page? Well, if you're using the 555 method that I've shown on how to meet people on Facebook, one of the methods when you're talking to people would be an easy way is to invite them to say, hey, come over and like my Facebook fan page, right? Or when you send them your newsletter, when you're out 555ing people and you meet people and you get a new person on your newsletter, you could theoretically have a page on your website, or you could create one on a funnelizer page if you're using My Lead System Pro, that could say something like this. I think this is still a good page on my site. You could build a page something like this. It's not on this one. Oh, let me see if it's over here. Hold on. No, I took it out, so I need to go and create a new one. So I had a page before where, and let me see if when I deleted my website, if it totally took it out. Here, let me see. We'll see here. This is the form that I use when I'm just adding people in. Look, you can see I haven't updated it for a whole year. Like it's nothing, right? It's like the first page I made on Funnelizer. So we'll just put test guy 7. Okay. And we'll see where it takes me. Oh, here we go. Oh, so see, it does take me to this. So I had a thank you page done before, and so I need to redo it. So when I redid my new theme, the old page got deleted. So I'll have to go in, and that's one of the things that I overlooked that's not in there, right? You can see I'm still building this. So essentially what you could do, and what I need to go back in and do, is just go in and create that thank you page. And the thank you page right there, I could be like, hey, thanks for, grabbing my newsletter, or hey, I just sent you an email, blah, 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 right? In your first email, if you're doing the 555 method my way, in your first email could just be a, hey, welcome to my email. We met online or somewhere. You may have met me here, on my website or on Facebook or Twitter. If you didn't connect with me on these other channels, here's where you can reach me, and you can have it. Here's my Facebook link and my Twitter and my all of your social media, and I'll show you so you can see what I do have, and I'll show you because I just sent one. I'll log into, okay, so here's a message that I just sent, and let me go and do a screen share here. Let me make sure I can get in and see it here. Let me see if I can. This page is being stubborn, so let me get it to load here. There we go. Okay. I want to review this message. So let me come over here and do a screen share for you. So what you could do, a way to get more visitors, is as you're 555ing, you can simply go and in your email, your first email could say whatever it says, and then in your signature, you can see like how I have here in mine. It says, have a great day. Here's my phone number if you need to call me. If you want to get my videos, come check them out over on YouTube. You can connect with me on Facebook over here. And this is my fan page, right? So I give them my fan page. Hey, if you want to check out my free trainings, you can come over here, follow me on Twitter, or come visit me on my website, right? So I have all of those ways to come and connect with me on my very first email, right? So easy peasy. So that would be another way that you could do that. Now, another way that you could get more people to get over here is you can do campaigns to get more people, right? You could boost your page for $5. So you could reach more people wherever you want. You could go like this, and you could say, hey, this is where I want to do it, not in Pakistan. I want to boost my page to people in the United Posts, right? United States. Okay. And people that are into, I just want to do people that are into home business, work at home, entrepreneur, right? How about like that? I'm going to go. That's my target, right? In the beginning. And okay, home business, work at home, entrepreneur, United States, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, share the secrets, boom. And I could just do it like that. It says that I'm going to get 4 to 15 likes per day for $5. Okay. So for $5, 15 likes. So that's a little bit more than what? A little bit more than a nickel a like, right? If I wanna go out and promote my page. So I can say, hey, I want to promote it for 7 days. I want to promote it for 5 days, however long I want to promote it. And then we could see, okay, well, how long am I going to want to run this, right? And I can change the budget. I could say, hey, run it for 10 bucks. It's going to get from 7 to 30 likes a day, right? I could run it for, 75 bucks a day, if just one time, right? And get 200 likes or something. So you can go and you can check this out. Now, I could change this and go, hey, I just want to do men, right? 22 to 54. Or I just want to get women that are 22 to 54. Or I could change the age if I want. So I'm just going to keep it 22, 54. I could say, hey, I just want it to go to desktop. Or hey, what is it going to look like in the mobile newsfeed? What's it going to look like over in the right column, right? So this one is going to run in all 3 feeds, unless I went in and did a custom ad for it. And then I could say, hey, I just want to do it in the right column. I just want to do it in the mobile news feed. I just want to do it on the desktop, right? So this is another way. This is another way that you can come in here and change how you want to do this. And I could go and look. I can add a video instead. I could add. I could select a different image. Right, so you could do all kinds of different things. It'll let me go in here and pick different images. Right, I could pick this image instead. Right, I could pick all kinds of fun stuff. I could pick this fun one, this one, raise your hand, right? So I could go like this and do that one. Like, hey, raise your hand, and then there's a little thing. Right, so easy way to go and boost posts. Now, you could go to third-party vendors as well. You can go outside sources and buy likes and stuff. But my whole thing is, I don't know if those are real people. So I don't know if you want to really do that, because Facebook is social. So you want to go out and really socialize with people and really meet real people so that you can get real people to go and like your page. Now, if you're in the free daily coaching group, right, if you're here, then you should at least, at the very minimum, have like 20 to 40 people that like your fan page, because you should have people just from the group that are over here, that are here in this group, that should be, that you've probably made friends with, that is gonna be a that are going to be fans of your page. So I'm trying to find someone's right here. I'm trying to find someone's fan page. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay, so in this case, I'm just looking at someone's specific fan page. In this case, they're only reaching a few people, only because there's only like 59 to 60 or something people. That's why. There's just not enough people liking that page yet to get more reach. So to get another way to just get more reach too is to go out and boost a post for $5. And a lot of times on that boosted post, let me show you this. This is kind of a cool deal. If you go and do a boosted post, like I did a boosted post for my, let's go over here and we'll go over to my page. I did a boosted post for a graphics product that I sold, right? Then a lot of you got to purchased my graphics product. So let's see where I had one of the links, because this isn't a good link anymore that goes there. So it doesn't, oh, I should change that. We'll do that. I'll go do that in a sec too, so you guys can see. And I'll show you, I crushed a link, so I need to make it a good link again. So here, when I did this boosted post, let's go and review the results. You'll see I got a ton of views and I got a bunch of actions. Well, look, I got 2 page likes out of it as well. I'm not saying that you should go and, go and do like a crazy big ad, right, just to get page likes. But I'm saying if you're boosting posts, that will get, you're gonna get some action just from that as well. So I'm gonna go in here and show you, this is the back office WordPress really quick, guys. We're jumping topic to topic today. It's end of the year, we're cleaning stuff up. So I did something crazy, hold on. So you guys are gonna see something, everyone's gonna be like, how did you do that? So I did something crazy, and I have all of my my whole entire website has been recoded. And what I mean by that is, instead of going in and on every time I write a blog post or every time I do a YouTube video or something, I'm gonna write in like, hey, thanks for visiting my blog, visit me at bertbledsoe.com and take a look at my affiliate program with affiliatelink.com, right? And putting in my affiliate link. Instead of doing that, I'm just writing articles with no links at all. And then what I did was I uploaded that Pretty Link, the plugin Pretty Link, and I uploaded like a massive amount of keywords to these groups of keywords to specific links, and I hard coded my whole entire MLS site for all of these affiliate links for MLSP and some other affiliate stuff. So I'll show you that. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. When I did that, I deleted all these other links that I had created before with Pretty Link. So you can see that I had to go in yesterday. I created my email one again because I give that one to a lot of people. And then I can go in here and all I got to do is add a link. And I'll show you where I'm going to get this other link to. I'll go log in so that you guys can see. So I'm not just doing it like out of my head. Okay. So here I'm in Pretty Link, and I'm going to get a link for a funnel that I created. So I'm going to go log into Funnelizer. So I'm going to log into, my back office of my Lead System Pro really quick. And I'm going to go into the Funnelizer. And I already know what the funnel is, but I'm just going to go do this so you can see that this is how I would do it. I would log into MLSP, then I would log into Funnelizer. It's going to take a second and load my funnels up because I got a lot. So while that's loading up, I'm going to come back to this screen, Pretty Link. So the target URL, that's where I want them to go. That's where this is going to be. That's what I'm going to put in here. And then this is graphics, right? Because this is for that graphics product. And then I'll put free graphics grab bag, and this should be loaded up. I'm gonna come down here and go to the next one, and then I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna hit edit because I wanna see all of these different links because I don't want them to go to the front page because I don't need to capture them. So while that loads up, that's it. I don't need to do any of these advanced options. I'm not adding any super fancy stuff. I'm not going to do any kind of double redirect, right? So I'm literally just sending them so I can use this link now, bertbledsoe.com/graphics, and I can send them right to a link. So I'm going to send them right to this one, and I'm going to come over here and copy it so I don't make any typing errors. Copy it. I'm going to come over here and add it in, paste it, and then I'm going to create it. Okay. Now this is all set up again, and I can come right back. Oh, am I not? Oh, I thought I was, I'm sorry. Someone just sent me a message that said share my screen. I thought I was sharing my screen. Okay, so I went over, so I'm sorry, let me go back. I went over here to MLSP. I logged in. I went up to my websites and launched Funnelizer. Okay, it launched the funnel. And here, I'll just go back. It launched all my funnels. And I went in and I went to edit the funnel. Okay, so here we go. It'll load up here in a sec because I got a lot of them. Okay, so it's going to load up my funnel, and I just went into my funnels and I grabbed the actual link and I copied it so that I would know that for sure I had it. And then I just went in and created a new pretty link. I hit add pretty link right here. I put in my target URL. I pasted it in here. Okay, this was the link. I typed in here what I wanted it to be, which was graphics. I can't redo it because I already have this one, right? And then that was it. It was there. So I'm going to hit back because it'll take us back to this pretty link page, and you can see that I created it right here, graphics. And then when we come over here to the funnel, I'll show you what I did. I went over to the funnel, and I came over here and I went into the funnel, and I wanted to skip the capture page because this funnel I originally created as an entire funnel, but I'm just sending people right to the sales page, right? I don't need to capture them for this instance. So I just came right here to this welcome page. I highlighted this, copied it, and then I came over to the pretty link and used it. And now I'll show you that because it wasn't working before. Now if I come over here and I I click on this link, bam, it takes us to the actual page. Hey there, do you Instagram or have a blog? Right, so boom. Facebook or really? So bertbledsoe.com/graphics, it works again now, right? So it didn't work because I had taken out the pretty link. So that's another reason why I actually moved over to this pretty link deal. It's because now I can go in there and just add that, and boom, that link is live again. Everything is working, and I don't have to code it. I don't have to go back to all the places where I put that link or where it's at. It's working, boom. And so that way I don't have to go into hundreds of different places. So I know that was like a little tech tip that was added into today's deal, but I wanted to show you that because I'm showing you how to boost your Facebook page. And while doing that, I showed you something that didn't work, just like the thank you page. Hey, I'm redoing my stuff. So again, I wrote a note, fix that thank you page. So hopefully that answers the question of how to get more fans over to your fan page. Is really doing it in a couple different ways. You can boost a specific post, you can go out and promote your actual page, or you could do a paid service, a third-party service. So that's the free, or that's the paid versions. And then the free versions are inviting your friends and people you know to go and like your page, because in the beginning that's important because you can actually then later boost posts to friends and friends of your friends. So that's important. So that's a free method, is getting your friends and people that you know to go and like your page. Then another way to do that is to send them in your opening email newsletter to them, a way for them to go and just connect on your fan page. So in my example, I showed you my newsletter, which has multiple different channels. If you're trying to just build your Facebook or just your YouTube or just your Twitter, then take everything else out of your email and say, remember to come and like us on Facebook too. And give them that specific direction to go and do that exact action. Remember, come and like us on Facebook, and then give them the button right there to click so that they can do that. And that'll get your engagements and boost your engagements up a lot, because people are gonna click on that link in the email to actually come over and see what it is that you're doing over on Facebook. So let me come over and see. All right, so now you guys saw the screen share. Sorry, I can't, just so you guys know, someone messaged me over on Facebook. That was the only way I could see. I couldn't see that I wasn't sharing my screen over on this end, so I couldn't see your guys' messages. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see, I'm gonna open up the Q&A as well, and then I'm gonna put hands down. If anyone, I know some people weren't here last week as well. So here it is for the end of the year. If there's any other Q&A for the end of the year, let's go for it. Let's go marketing free for all. This is your opportunity to ask a pro any question you want in relationship to your marketing. Raise your hand. You can come over and whammo, I will, I'll be glad to answer it. And then boom, next week, right? Next week, this is like no break. Like the great part about New Year's being on a weekend is next week is what, the 9th, right? So we're doing 9. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's December. So next week is the 6th. So we're going 6, 13, 20, and 27. Boom, 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 boom. We're right into it for some serious marketing right into January. So questions, send them through, raise your hand, I'll bring you over, you can ask it live, because we're about to take this up a notch in 2016. If you're struggling, if you haven't been able to get a hold of the ideas, if everything hasn't congealed, if all the pieces aren't in place, we're gonna put them in place, okay? If you want to actually move forward and you actually want to go forward, that's what we're gonna do. Not for those that have an idea that they're going to, and not for those that have decided mentally, but for those that are going to take the actions as we move forward. For those people, you're gonna get the exact directions. You're gonna be, if you're here each week, you're gonna get the exact directions to take. Okay, so Chris has a question, we'll bring her over. We're gonna give you the exact instructions, the exact directions to take so that you can go out and build your home-based business. For those that wanna use paid strategies, we're gonna show you the paid strategies. For those that wanna use low cost, no cost strategies, we're gonna show you those options. Okay, for those that want to turn on some automation in some areas, we're going to show you how to do that. For those that want to have fun, we're going to show you how you can do this and how you can do it and have fun while you're doing it. So, Chris, questions?
I got a couple of leads last week off my blog, and they went straight into my Aweber, and I went over there to look at the letters that were in there, and I thought I had the MLSP pre-written ones uploaded, and I did not, so I uploaded them. And it's been so long, Bert, I do not remember. You know, most of those leave a space where you need to put in a website of some kind. Do you know what those are?
Oh yeah, so the global settings are filled out.
Yeah, there's a spot where you're supposed to put a website.
Yeah, so I'll show you. Okay, so what Chris is talking about, if you're wondering, is she has an autoresponder, which is, for those that don't know, an autoresponder is a service that Chris has attached to capture forms, so that when she gets people that come to her websites and different online properties online, they fill out their name and their email, they fill into the form, on her form, their name and their email, and it gets sent to maybe a couple different places. One of the places it gets sent to is called her autoresponder. And what that does is it gives the ability for then Chris to have messages automatically get sent back to that person that signed up. And it could be specific to that list, or specific to a specific product, right? Or to a specific demographic area. So it can be really segmented down as finite as you want. So what Chris has done is she wants to upload a campaign that was already done. Okay, so this marketing platform, My Lead System Pro, has a series of email messages that are already created that you can grab the code, put it in, and it will upload those messages for you, and wham, you're done. 30 messages or 31 messages. Now, to customize that, and what I mean by customize it is to actually ensure that all of the messages have your links, or in this case, Chris's links. What she needs to do is add some what are called global settings. So what happens is, imagine this. There's a company, in this case it's My Lead System Pro, and they put together an entire, imagine like a folder, like a file folder. And inside that file folder is 30 pieces of paper that all have emails written. But in the emails, the links are left standard. They're left blank so that Chris can go into one place, put in her domain or her website and her username, and it's gonna fill out all of those emails for her automatically, okay? That's what a global setting is, and that's what I'm about to show you. So in this specific case, we're gonna be using the Aweber platform, Let me go over and do a screen share before I get started here so you guys can see. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use the Aweber platform, and we're going to go over into the messages, and I'm going to go over into the follow-up series, or I'm just going to go over into manage. You know what? I'm not going to go to anywhere. Okay, Chris, when you log in, you're going to make sure that at the very top on the blue toolbar is your current list name, okay, that you're working on. And then you want to go over here to the gray toolbar to the right to list options, and you're going to go to list settings, okay? On this list settings, and this will not be available unless you have uploaded the campaign, okay? If you've uploaded the campaign, you can come over here and on the left-hand side and click on personalize your list. Then here, if you scroll down, you'll see that it says global text snippets, okay? Here, there's two fields, a domain and a username. I suggest doing the username first, and what you want to do is hit the edit button. You go in here, and whatever's in there, delete it all, and you're going to type in your MLSP username. You'll hit update, and then you can hit the save settings button. Okay, the global domain is simply going to be whatever, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hit edit. You come in here and delete whatever is in here, and you're going to then type in your whatever it is, your username for MLSP, okay? And then period or dot, and then my team leader, okay? MYTEAM lead, LEADER, leader, my team leader, .co. That's important. It's not .com, it's .co. Okay, so that's it. Your username, .myteamleader.co, hit update, and then hit save settings. And now all of your global fields will be filled out inside of MLSP's newsletters. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's go look up here into messages, into our follow-up series. I specifically will go in. I have 4 that I use as an automated message series that are automated follow-up. And so here, I don't even know here. Let me go back. I don't know if I have any in the first 4 that have the automated messages in them anymore because I took a lot of them out. Let me look.
Do you want me to share my screen and bring you into mine?
No, it doesn't matter. I'll just type it in. So what it's going to look like is, and I don't have any, but what it's going to look like is in the top of some of these customized messages or templated messages is you're going to have something that says something like this, http:// like that, yourdomain.blahlablah.com, and it's going to say something like your domain or your username, and it's not going to be like a real link, and you're going to think, wow, that's weird. But don't worry, what happened is where it says your domain or where it says your username, okay, it's going to fill in what we added in the global domains, okay? And so then what will happen was when this email comes out, instead of saying your domain, it would say, in this case, my username is Treb. So it'd say treb.bizbuilder, let's just say bizbuildermastery.com, right? It would say HTTP when I actually got the email. So all you have to worry about is going in once you have the campaign messages uploaded, is going to the list options, and then once you on the gray toolbar list options over on the far left, you're going to select personalize, and you're going to put in your domain as username.myteamleader.co, and then just your regular username, and that's it. You're good to go.
Okay, I got them uploaded already, so.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I'll give her a try.
Oh, someone asked me. No, I don't send an email every day. So someone was sending, they're not ready to be on camera. That's fine. I'm not a daily emailer. I do a daily webinar. So every single morning from 7 to about 7:30, maybe sometimes a little bit later, Monday through Friday, asterisk on the Friday. I do a webinar every single day. So that's my deal. That's what I do every single day. So if people want to hear from me every single day, they could go to my YouTube channel or sign up for freedailycoaching.com and they can come and see what I have to say every single day. And the reason I do that is because I'm lazy and I don't like to write, and I haven't gotten that consistent over the past few years in writing emails. It will be in my best interest in 2016 to make a diligent effort to write on a consistent basis. Therefore, I shall endeavor to do so. So, no, I don't email daily, but I'll try and email you frequently. I learned that the more often I email you all, the more often people buy stuff. So that's always a good thing. And hey, guess what? Even today, I did a test just from today, from sending out the email today, again, right before the webinar, even more people registered that previously weren't registered. So sending emails, does it work? Yeah, it absolutely works. Are the numbers going to be huge? Not when you first start out. Imagine if you go out and generate 5 leads a day and you're generating 0, then that's amazing. 5 leads a day is awesome. At the end of the month, you'll have 150 people. So that's great, right? Like, maybe out of those 150, what if only 1 person or 2 people buys? Well, that's okay. Because if you did that over and over and over again, in a year, you'd have 1,200 people. In 2 years, you'd have like 2,400 people. I think if you guys looked at my Aweber or something, you saw I have a little bit over 2,400 people on my lists in Aweber. I mean, I have some other autoresponders, but this is my primary one. So people are like, that's it? That's all you have? Yeah. Listen, I'm not out trying to generate a million leads of people I don't know. I generate high quality leads because I want to get to know the people that are on my list. I want the people that I'm emailing to know, hey, listen, I'm not just going to email you just to sell you something. And if I do email you to sell you something, it's going to be something good. It's going to be something that I've probably already bought. That's why I'm telling you to go get it. Because I'm trying to recoup my costs, right? If I'm selling it, I probably bought it. That's usually how it works for me anyways. Not always, but most of the time. So let's see what the next question is. Oh, well, I'm glad to be honest. All right, that was it. There was no question. It was just a concern. All right, so January, I want you to be here. I want you to invite your team. I want you to invite the people that you're meeting and say, hey, listen, we can go and do this. If you're just getting started, I can invite you. I get this question all the time, all the time. I just saw it again today in another group that I'm in that says something to the effect of, I'm brand new. How do I position myself as an authority in the niche, in my niche, in this business, in this area, if I'm just getting started? Well, it's not just about being an authority. Being the authority isn't about being here the longest, and it's not about knowing the most. Okay? It's not who knows the most. It's about having the ability to clearly and accurately answer the question that the audience is answering. That's what makes you the authority, and doing it in a way that the audience will appreciate. If every time Chris asks me a question, I tell her the answer and I go, you should have known this, Chris, blah, 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 blah. And then I tell her the answer and then I finish it with calling her dumb. If every time she asks me a question, I go, well, you should have known that, Chris. Here's the answer, dummy. And then she asks me another question. I do that again. Guess what? Probably people aren't going to recognize me as the authority, no matter how many answers I know. Why? Well, because I didn't give the information, I didn't relay the information back to the audience, to the question asker, in a way that was appreciated by the question asker. And if that relationship with the audience isn't congruent, then you're not going to be considered the authority. On the other hand, you could be the brand new guy. This is what I found. You could be brand new. Mario, I'm trying to bring you over, so it never works. I'm just going to copy the link into the chat here, and you can click on that. What I found as a beginner when I was first marketing my business online is when I found an answer, it didn't matter if I had just found out that answer that day or a day before or a week or a month before. If I shared it with other people, I then became the authority in that. Let me give a great example of how this is true and it still works today. I work with a few different people that are my mentors, if you will, that are people that are in business longer than I am and have more experience in specific areas that I'm trying to develop in my business. So I'm taking direction from those people. So in essence, they're leading me, right? So they're leaders in industry. In one instance, I asked one of these leaders about a specific tool or product. And the answer that I received was that they're not currently using that service or product. They haven't used it yet, right? They have not started to use that service or they have not purchased it at this time. And so my response to them was, okay, well then I'll go and get that, I'll learn it, and then I can sell it to you. Right? Because then that puts me in the authority spot, because then I win and I learn it, I go, and then I can then sell it to them. And they were like, okay, that's perfect. Right? That's exactly right. That's how that works. So that's exactly how that works. So if today Mario goes and learns a special trick on how to get all of these little in between in that little tuck, right? How to trim those hairs the exact length as all the rest. If he learns a trick on that, even if he just learns it today, he could be like, bro, let me show you a trick I just learned. Right? I don't go, well, how long have you been doing it, Mario? How long have you had that beard? No, I don't care. I'm like, dude, you know the trick? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, show me. Right? Doesn't he become instantly the authority? Yes. That's how the world works. We make up this idea, well, like, oh, well, dude, the guy's going to know I just started yesterday. No, he's not. How's he going to know? Who cares? If he asks, you tell him. If they ask, then they tell. But most people don't ask. It's like the don't ask, don't tell policy here in internet marketing. Right? Don't ask, don't tell. That's what we do. Like, unless they ask, what does it matter if I've been an SEO expert for 5 years or 1 year if I'm an expert in getting results? Does it matter, really? No, not really, right? In some cases, in some businesses, you might even want the newer guy. In technology-based businesses, wouldn't you want the guy that's the expert, that's the most current expert, rather than the guy that's been doing it for 20 years? Because the guy that's been doing it for 20 years, does he really know what's going on today? Case in point, have you talked to some of my mentors? I'm like, dude, do you even know what it is that you do anymore? Not really. It's on autopilot, right? I created that 3 years ago and set it up, and now it's going. It does work. That automated thing does work. How do I know? Because 3 years later, when it's starting to now not work as good as it used to work, those people are back to work, right? So, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I was going with that is you're the authority if you say you're the authority. If you actually become an authority. How do you become the authority? Go learn it. How did Chris Schaus become an authority on how to make funnels a few months back? And I know it's probably like 9 months ago. But how did she become the authority in doing that? And the go-to person that we always said, oh, just go ask Chris. She became an authority because she did it over and over and over again. So that made her the authority. Not everyone else wasn't the authority. Why? Because they hadn't done what she had done. They hadn't built what she had built. All right, let's go to the next question from Mr. Mario. Mario.
Hey. two questions, I guess. One is, when do you recommend, based upon it, I've been playing around with the funnelizer, the variation? Like, when is that designed mainly for split testing, and if you have different?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's designed for. So that, whenever okay, so if you're getting a decent result, okay, if you're getting a good, so there's a couple different times, right? Like if you're getting a good result, and then you're like, wow, that's a great result, and I'm gonna just use this as now my control because I hit it, it works. Like you did something the first time and it's working. Then bam, now that's your control, and now you could create a variation to see if you could get a better result. And that variation, Mario, only has one change, right? So you change, like, let's say you change the background picture.
Right.
And then maybe a different variation was the same background picture but different words, right? So the different variation would just be one change from the control to see what the difference was between control and variation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I was thinking I was going to do one welcome where it's my voice and another just written and see which is better.
There you go. I did a split test where I did videos of me on the capture page and me not on the capture page. And surprisingly, I got a 50% increase when there was no video of me on the capture page.
That's
I thought
what
people would like it if I was like, hey, welcome to my little website. Put in your name and stuff down below, and I'll show you the secrets. But in fact, people didn't like that. I think because it took too long. They just wanted to type in their name and stuff and go in. Right? They're like, yeah, get the drill, dude. I don't want to hear your crap. I just want in. So the ones that didn't want to watch the video just bailed out. Right? So you definitely can do. I think that any time that as long as you comprehend what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it, then I'd say go ahead and do the variations right away. Just remember that off of your control group, you're never doing more than one variation at a time per, one change per variation. Because if you do more than one, then you won't know what was the, you know what I mean? Like, so if you take a picture, okay, let's say this. Let's say we're going to compare this mouse to another mouse, okay? If we compare this mouse to a black mouse, then we could say, and they're exactly the same, but one's white and one's black, then we could just be like, well, we could tell what people are responding to more black or white. But if we make this one black and we make it twice as big, now what are they responding to? The fact that it's black or the fact that it's twice as big? We don't know. Make sense?
Yes.
We can only do one variation. Once we know the difference between black and white, then we can go, okay, what's better? We know black gets better than white by enough that we don't need both of them running. This one's significantly more. Okay, now that we know that, what works better? Big or small? Big or small? Okay, big works better. Okay, cool. Now what works better? Fat or skinny? Or skinny. Okay, skinny works better.
Got it.
So we're always just changing one thing, and then you can refine it. You know what I mean? You can keep on defining until you get to like where you're getting a good result. You know what I mean? Because at some point you just stop messing with it. You're like, dude, I'm getting a great result. Like I don't need to tweak it anymore. It's winning. I'm winning, right? Like it's like when you're winning in a fight, dude. Like how hard do you beat the dude? Until what? Until they stop the fight when the other dude's knocked out.
Right.
Like you don't just keep on beating the dude's face in. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I'm winning, then now go create another one. That's the idea. So, and we're going to show all of this. We're going to show split testing, and I don't know if we'll get to split testing in January, but we might. If we're going to show a capture mechanism, we might want to show a split testing of variation. So you could say, hey, do you want to try this or this? A or B? A or B? So absolutely. So great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Do we have any other hands up here? No other hands up. Do we have any more questions? No more questions. We went over the hour. Man, we are contractually obligated to go 60 minutes. Not really, but I like to say contractually obligated because it sounds like we did something today. All right, I want to thank you guys. I'm going to say thank you to a few people. Whitman, I love you, buddy. I cannot wait to come and visit for some barbecue. That's going to be so good. You guys, it's going to be one of my favorite visits ever when I see Whitman, just simply because the food is going to be so phenomenal. Whitman, I'm looking forward. I would love to say that it's going to be fun when Mario and I meet, because it will be. However, there will be a social engagement at some point in our careers where we may be like this. It will be in jest, but we'll be sitting next to each other like this, right? Jets v Pats. So thank you for being here, Mario, and always for taking action, dude, and always having good questions. You know, another sign as a leader, as a teacher of a good student is the people that come back with questions. You always know that they're doing something because they have a question, right? The guy that never has a question, you're like, well, he doesn't have any questions because he didn't do any of the reading, he didn't watch any of the videos, he hasn't taken any action. You could tell the actions that people have taken based on the questions that they ask, right? Really. It's amazing. Judy, amazing having you here. I hope that we see you in 2016, and I hope that as we do this, like literally start Basic 101, I hope that you will take part and join in the festivities. And I think Judy's in Pennsylvania, right? Am I right on that? Am I right on that, Chris? Judy's in Pennsylvania, right?
I'm not sure.
Let me see. Yeah, she is in Pennsylvania. And if we do the East Coast tour and we're down, I know it's not really south, but it's like over a little bit more. It depends on what side of Philly you're at or what side of Pennsylvania, Judy. Depending on, maybe we can do a we'll be over on that side of the country, so we'll see you this year. Bob, it's great to see you here, sir. Tanya, it's great to see you, and I know that you know, Tanya, it's been a great journey working with Tanya on and off, right? As you know how we have those ups and downs, those like peaks and valleys in our life. It's like when we're engaged and when we're not. And I've had that opportunity with Tanya, so it's been good. And the fun part is this: I'm just here cruising. And so for those that are like plug in and then plug out because of life and things happen, that's cool because we're here. And you know, Shouse, thanks to Shouse, you guys all have free daily coaching, because there was really a good time where I was just like, you know what, I'm done, dude. I did my thing with free daily coaching. I'm out at 5,000. You know, like what do I need to do this for? And I need to do it for you, right? For the group, for the community, because we built something and we started something, and then it kept on going even when I wasn't here. And so that said enough to say, hey, you know what? Free daily coaching is something that we want to continue. And so I want you guys to know that I'm here, so no matter what you're doing, whenever you decide that you want to come swim alongside us, we're here. Like, no judgment, no where have you been, what have you been doing, just come on along, right, and join. So it's awesome to see you. Arlene, great to have you here. Guys, Arlene is a perfect example of 555 in action, right? Let me explain. Is it okay, Arlene? Will you tell me in the chat, is it okay if I tell this story? Pocono Mountains, plenty of skiing. She's inviting me, I think. That sounds fun. Arlene, is it okay if I share that story? Just say yes or no in the chat, and then I'll come back to that. So I'll tell that story. Leanne, of course, as always, I've known Leanne for a couple years now, right? I think Leanne is actually, we figured this out the last, or not last time we talked, but maybe the time before that. I think Leanne has actually been at every single live event, or not every single one, but almost every single live event that I've ever been to, even before I knew her, because we were at some of the same events and we didn't even know each other yet. So that's pretty crazy. Mark, it's great to see you here, bro. Literally, dude, if I can help you as we're moving forward into 2016, you know, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I can. I hope that there's something that I'm able to share with you to help you in what you're building in 2016. So it's super great to have you here this evening. Who else do we got? Let's see. Did she say yes? I can. Oh yes. All right. Who else is here? Bill. What's up, Bill? I didn't get to see Bill the first time I was down in Texas, so that was kind of a bummer, but I did get to meet him again later, so that was sweet. You know, the great part about this is we've spent enough time on the computer now and building our business that most of you I've gotten to meet face to face. I've hugged most of you, right? Most of you I have actually hugged. A lot of you I've broken bread with, literally. Like we've sat down, we've had a meal. Chris Schaus has like seen the raw Bert. Chris has even seen like Bert say bad words, and like not just like a bad word on a webinar, like 5 in a row, like hurt feelings, like I'm wearing my underoos, you know, I'm sitting on the couch crying, Bert, with my cocoa or something. You know what I mean? So some of you guys I've really gotten to really meet. Yeah, that's a real thing, Mario. Where are they? Right here. I'll show you, Mario. Hold on. Booyah! Underoos are fun to wear, Mario, right? Underoos, underwear that are fun to wear. Ha! Booyah! Obviously, you know that I'm like a little kid at heart because I'm still wearing underoos around the house, right? So, I don't know how underoos came up right after Bill Moore. That's kind of creepy, but it's been great knowing you, Bill. Maybe we'll have an underoos party someday. Hopefully, they'll be totally separate. Like your underoos party will be at your house, mine will be here, totally separate. Sandy, so how fun is this? I'm pretty positive if I talk to quite a few people every day, so let's just make sure that I'm pretty sure that I met Sandy, I don't even know, like a year ago, maybe more. I know it was a year ago at least because I was still, or at least we were still in Colorado. So Arlene, that we're going to tell a fun story about, I met Arlene because Arlene knows Sandy. So I'm guessing that that's how Arlene knows me, because she knows Sandy, and I know Sandy, and so then that's how we know each other. And you guys all know Schaus. She's been here. She's Schaus in the house. She's rad. KB, Kenny Williams, as you guys know, a lot of you guys saw him. He was over here on Free Daily Coaching. We got to do some interviews with him. He's like one of our very first immersion clients where we literally brought him out. We built a whole entire website for him. We SEO'd the entire back end of it. We built multiple, actually cloned that main site and built him a private blog, his own private blog network, right? So that he has like a main website, he has a private blog network, and we plugged all of that down into my huge blog farm so that he's going to get massive, massive results. So Kenny got to experience that, so that's been awesome. Really, from a relationship that we built like at a live event like 2 summers ago. So who would have thought? And from that, and let me say this, how amazing is this? And let me say thank you, Kenny. How amazing is this? In addition to introducing me to a new client, Kenny also introduced me to someone in his family that lived right here in our town that he hadn't seen in so many years, and is actually like the guy's like real close to my age. Him and his girlfriend are really close to the same age as my wife and I, and actually became friends with them. And guess what? This is real life, guys. This is real networking. This is real people. Because KB came out, I call him KB. That's my nickname for Kenny Williams. Because KB came out and worked with us, and we did the immersion. In addition to meeting more clients and like building our business bigger, in addition to that, he introduced us to real people, real life people that we're gonna spend our New Year's with, like friends, like people that we really hang out with. Like we're gonna go hiking with them. We're gonna go out to dinner, right? We're gonna go have like real life experiences with people. Why? Because of what we've done here at Free Daily Coaching. This is real life. Okay, this is what real life networking is all about. Okay, network marketing is simply a function. Okay, it's a type of marketing, and networking is a type of behavior, right? It's a type of action. And if you combine those two things together, you can create an amazing business doing anything. You could sell pigs. You could have goat poop for sale. You could have personal coaching. You could sell health products. You could do anything you could dream of if you could learn a few skills. And one of those is simple. marketing and networking, and we add them together. We do the two together. It's called network marketing, and I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. And this is what's even more phenomenal. It costs almost nothing to do in comparison to some other types of marketing, right? You get into Facebook marketing, you're talking about some cash can be coming out of your pocket. So, I don't know what I could say about Debbie Deerdorf other than thank you for bringing Baby James to Free Daily Coaching and cleaning this act up. Before Baby James, Free Daily Coaching was a webinar filled with senseless debauchery and profanity. It was filled with nonsensical violence and upheaval on a constant basis. And the first thing that I noticed was that when Baby James came around, things got calm, right? And since he's been here, we've had no violent outbursts. I'm glad to say we have not been shut down by the FCC or the SEC or the IRS or TWA for that matter. So that's a plus for those that remember TWA. So having you here, Debbie, has been a little piece of sunshine, A, because of Baby James, B, because having you here has literally allowed everybody else to have some organization to 2015. In 2014, you could have literally gone months before you got your replays of any of these webinars. So if you weren't here live to access your training, you might not have seen it for a while. Well, Debbie has literally made the Free Daily Coaching almost instantaneous. On the same day as we broadcast, she makes it magically appear in the back office in the members area for the members of Free Daily Coaching so that you guys have access to these videos. So without Debbie, we could literally say without Shouse and without Debbie, without me, well, I don't even have to be here anymore. So without Shouse and without Debbie, we wouldn't even have Free Daily Coaching anymore. And we definitely wouldn't have the Free Daily Coaching Mastermind. So good thing that they're still here so that we could keep this ship afloat, right? And all of you. So now I'm going to tell you the fun Arlene story. So I don't know where people find what they find or how they find it. Okay? So obviously I don't know much, right? But today, what? I'll show you. My wife just sent me a screenshot while we were talking, and we're going for New Year's. And if we go to New Year's tomorrow, it says top hats and tiaras. So I don't know if that means I get to go buy a top hat tomorrow, but that sounds fun. If I do, a little wax in the mustache and a top hat. Yes, I do, sir. Yes, I do. Okay. Where was I? Oh, Arlene. Okay, so I'm just cruising on Facebook today, doing what I do, right? Doing a little 555 to stay alive. And all of a sudden, I get a message. And the message says something, I'll paraphrase. Says, hey. It says, hey, Bert, but I read it as, hey. Someone said, just saying hi, doing their 555, and saw me, so they said, what's up, right? That's it. So, I don't know how that person knows about 555. I don't know this person, like, we're like best friends, right? Like, I'm not like best friends with Arlene. We're not like pals from like the old days, right? So what's the story? So, right? Like, hey, so I just say, hey, glad that you enjoyed it, right? That's it. Like, I just be real. They said, oh, they're looking forward to 2016, and I was like, yeah, I am too. I said hi back, and then I said, I am too. I didn't say anything pitchy. I didn't say anything weird. I didn't get freaky zeeky with them, right? And so then Arlene said, can I ask you a quick question about 555? Okay, I know this is going to be crazy for some of you that are taking notes, so hold on. Get ready to use all the ink in your pen. Here's my response. Sure. How's it? Can I ask you a question? Yes. Right? I even did a longer answer than yes. I said sure. And then they asked their question. And then that's right after they asked their question, they said, by the way, I know Sandy. That's how I knew they were connected with Sandy, right? So now I'm putting pieces together in my head, right? This person knows me because someone else in a program that I'm involved in has shown them some of my training or has taught them some of the things that, or is teaching them some of the things that I've taught them. And I know that because of the vernacular, because they said 555. So I know that's a real thing that's my word. I use that. I'm like, I made that. I totally made that up, right? So I know that she's done my training. So, right? I say, I answer the question, right? And then as soon as I answer the question, so they ask a question, I say, if you're doing this, then it's worth it. Here, right? Like then yes. And then I follow it with a separate thing. Are you getting my newsletter? That's it. Are you getting my newsletter? Check this out. I know she's doing 555. She already told me. So now the work is already done for me, right? Because all I said was, are you getting my newsletter? She said no, and in the message back to me included her email. Why? Because she was doing the 555 method. Now I want everyone that's doing the 555 to see a bigger picture. And this is why you're now going to go, oh, now I understand what he meant. Does everyone remember when I started teaching the 555, and as I have taught the 555 method, I've told most of you that I no longer do the 555 method in the manner in which I've taught you how to do it, right? Why would I not do it the way that I teach? Because when it gets to a certain amount of volume and you've done it for so long, all of a sudden now Arlene came to me and said, I'm doing your thing. I was like, really? And she had a question about my thing. And since she had a question about my thing, I'm guessing that she hasn't tapped into my regular training and my newsletter, right? Because she has a question specifically about that. So in addition to answering her question, I just then ask, are you getting my newsletter? When I do that, because the training that she's doing specifically is about how to get people on your newsletter, that's the only part I even had to do. I didn't even have to do the rest and say, well, I've got a great newsletter. I don't even have to tell her I have a great one. She already knows it. Make sense on why I don't have to do it the same exact way as I'm teaching? Because now they're coming back to me, right? Instead of me going out, imagine how many, this is crazy. I never even forecasted this part into it. Imagine how many times a day I get 555'd. I never even thought of that when I did the 555, because now people 555 me, and I'm like, hey, are you doing the 555? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, did you know I'm that bird? And they're like, oh my gosh. They don't even recognize it. They're just 555ing. They're just taking action, right? Going and talking to people. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh. So then I don't have to ask for the email, right? It's not as hard. They just give it up. So the tides change when you do it more, right? When you start producing, your stuff is out there, and the people are coming to you then because you're the authority. I'm not the authority on Facebook or how to talk to people on the planet. I position myself as authority on how to go and talk to people on Facebook specifically. How did I do that? Because I went out and made a specific training and taught people how to do something I learned how to do. This is what I do on Facebook. This is what I've learned to do to get results. I did it a little different than what I was taught to do, but it was getting me results, and it get me results every single time I did it. And the more I did it, the faster it gave me results. And at that point, I was like, this is a moneymaker. This is real. This works all the time, every time. Now I can teach other people how to do this. That's why I became an authority name. That's why I became the authority. Why? Because I did it over and over and over again, and then I taught it to someone else. Right? That's it. Is it because I'm better at talking to people than Chris? Probably not. Chris has been talking to people like 20 years longer than me. She's probably better at negotiating than I am. Undoubtedly, Chris is better at negotiating with people than I am. Why? Because I know her background. I know her experience. I know what she did for a living. I know what some of the prior work experience that she had. So I know she dealt with the general public. I know in that, and in doing that for 2 decades longer than me, she acquired a level of patience that I have not acquired yet. How do I know that? Well, I've talked to Chris, right? So all of these things that I'm telling you about Chris are important for you to know about the people that you're working with. Do you see how I was able to go through over a dozen different people and tell a personal story? This is important. I was able to tell a personal story. I was able to connect with each individual person that was here today on the webinar on a real level. Not just, oh yeah, Whitman, I remember that guy. He's on my list. I saw him. Right? My list isn't as big as other people's on purpose. Why? Because my list is concentrated on the people that I could work with, on real people that I could reach out and help. It depends on your model, on what you want to do. Do you want to talk to 1,000 people and all just have them buy, and just buy your stuff up, and it doesn't matter, and as long as you keep on getting new people, and that's fine, right? That's a business model. Or do you want to have a smaller focused group? I like to work. I like people. I'm a people guy. It's the ups and the downs of the business. I like working with the people because I like the emotions and the personalities, and it's like a roller coaster ride. I like it, right? Sometimes not so fun, but most of the time it's fun. Why? Because that's the experience on the planet that I'm trying to have. If all you're trying to do is collect dollars, we'll show you how to automate some stuff, and we'll show you that part too. I'll show you how to go out and do that. You can do that too. That is a model that works, and you can make money doing that, right? So we're going to show everything as we go into 2016. And what we're really going to do and how we're breaking this down is everything is just one big case study as we show it to you. And we're going to show you it from the beginning up. So we're going to show it to you from beginning my wife's business right next door, right? And when I say next door, I mean because she's like on the desk next to me. What does that look like? What does it look like for the brand new one? What does it look like when we jump in and start doing some things in my back office, in my website, in my marketing that's already been going, right? So we're going to look at all of these components, and we're going to do it in chronological order. So we're going to start in January so that you give yourself the opportunity to succeed. So I want you to think about this as we leave this last final session of 2016, or 2015, I'm sorry. As we move into 2016. Are you willing to move forward in 2016? Are you ready to say, it doesn't matter what we did in 2015, 2015 doesn't determine what I'm going to do in 2016? Are you ready, no matter if you've taken 3 of the steps, if you've taken 4 of the steps, maybe you've taken 2 or 4 or 7 or none? Are you ready to suspend everything and say, okay, wait a second, pause, time out, I'm going to start fresh right now in 2016. On January 6th, I'm going to be at the Friends of Free Daily Coaching webinar. Whether I'm there live, whether I'm watching it that night on a replay, no matter what, I'm going to be there. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to jump into another thing. I'm not going to jump in over here. I'm not going to pay for this thing over here. I'm not going to go crazy because I have access to something that's right here, that's free, that we're giving to everyone as a gift. I'm giving this to you because I want to see more people succeed, because I'm tired of watching people flounder. So we're going to do it more focused. We're going to do it from beginning of build all the way through making some money. And we're going to watch people make money. Okay? And those that don't come around, and those that fall off, and those that don't take direction, that's okay. You got other priorities, that's okay. But for those that want to stay, that want to follow the directions, that want to take actions and then get results, you have that opportunity. You have that opportunity to join arms with us, lock arms with us, run into 2016 with us, and start fresh and build something real. Stop thinking about it and start doing it. Thank you guys, each and gals. I always want to say the gals part because I always feel bad when I say all just guys. Thank all of you guys and gals, both those that are here live and those that are watching this as a recording. I want to thank each and every one of you for making 2015 an absolutely spectacular year for us. I can't even imagine what's going to happen in 2016, but I do know something for sure. I'm going to see some of you in 2016. I'm going to shake some of your hands. I'm going to hug some of you. Some of us are going to go to live events together. Some of us are going to be here on the ranch building things. Some of you, maybe you, are going to be sitting just right there not too long from now. You're going to be sitting across the desk from me, and you're going to be here immersed in your marketing, experiencing what it's really like to be here at the ranch and building your entire business. Whether it looks like going in and doing all the back-end SEO and coding up your sites to be super affiliate sites. Whether it looks like installing the SEO to have backlinking so that you're actually being found on search engines for keywords that you'd pick. Or whether it's creating an amazing website for you. Whatever it is that your goals are to do, you can do that here this year. You're going to have that opportunity. And guess what? Only the friends of Free Daily Coaching are going to get those first spots. We announced that previous, and so for those that are here for this first month of January, absolutely free. You guys will be included in that group. You guys will have the opportunity, if you want to lock in one of those spots and be like, yeah, of course I want to come to the ranch for a 3-day weekend. Of course I want you to personally set up my system with me. Of course I want to have all of that benefit and be able to market that I'm only one of a dozen people that have gotten to do an immersive experience at the ranch. That I'm only one of a handful of people that have been able to come and experience the whole entire thing. Well, you're going to be able to have that opportunity as well. So I'm really super pumped up. And guess what? If you're here and you're starting to build a team, if you're like Sandy and you have people that you're building your business with, you're sharing tools and resources with, and you want to invite someone like Arlene, then guess what? You have that opportunity to bring them with you. Invite them to come with us in January. This is the time, right? This is the time that each of you can leverage what you have. If you're here as a member of Free Daily Coaching and you're like, hey, Bert, I'm a member. I'm a mastery member with you. Or, hey, Bert, I'm a client. Guess what? As a client, as a mastery member, get out there and start using this as leverage. Right now is your opportunity to be giving away the training that you pay for on a monthly basis. You can give that to your group. You could give people access to that absolutely free. What if they don't even know about it? What if they don't even know what's going on and you're the person that plugs them into it? Guess what you just became? You just became the authority. You just positioned yourself as a leader. Leaders show people other leaders. Because you wouldn't really trust a leader that wasn't being led, would you? Because I'm pretty sure there's only one of those. By definition, right? By definition, there can only be one that has no leader. Like, by all of the like grammatical definitions that we've created, that can only be one. So unless you're just purely following the one, then every human that you're following must have a leader. So real leaders have no problem putting you in front of other leaders. Why? Because they're not afraid that you're going to learn something. What are they going to be afraid of? That you'll be led? That would be like someone saying, well, don't go listen to Tony Robbins because maybe then you'll go listen to Tony Robbins. Well, yeah, you want people to listen to him, don't you? He's been successful, right? Yeah. So let's go kick 2016, but let's go rock this, and let's go leverage what you've got. Leverage the access that you have for the next month and the ability that you have to give it away. What if you gave it away as a bonus to your people? So it's an opportunity for you to become and position yourself as the authority. Thank you for allowing me to lead you in 2015. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be the authority in 2015. I'm looking forward to some of you becoming the authority. I'm looking forward to watching some of you blossom in 2016. As we did in 2015, we saw so many people's business explode. Will yours be the one that explodes in 2016? We'll see you guys all the next time, next year. We should have played like For All Acquaintance. I should have had Old Lang Syne ready. But YouTube doesn't like it when you play music, so you guys can just be thinking of it. Ready, ready, you're welcome. All right, guys and gals, love you. God bless. We'll see you later. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife. And hey, for those that are interested in Facebook marketing, you guys can go get on the MLSP webinar, and you have the ability to do some more Facebook marketings. Tonight's the night, so go check it out. And that's it. I'll shoot you guys over. That's it. You guys don't need anything. You guys got all the links, so there you go. Have a good night. We'll see you guys the next time.